Welcome back to the New Path campaign for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. We are going into the 11th mission. Enemy Exposed. To the officers and crew of the GTD Phoenicia. I know most of you are still affected by yesterday's events, but we have to move on and do our duty in order to prevent such a tragedy from repeating. And as tragic as this was, it gave us the information to identify our enemy. Behind all the recent events is one of the GTVA's most advanced research companies, Omnitech Research Incorporated from Epsilon Pegasi. The Iceni-class frigate used during the assault on the Capella node exposed them. Interesting. For those of you who don't know about this company, it is a think tank active on various scientific fields like subspace physics, weapon and armor technology, but also pharmaceutics, biochemistry, neurology, and computer science. They're a direct competitor to the Hideki Institute in Vega, and also a contractor of the GTVA fleet like them. The improved guidance system of the Stiletto 2 missile is based on their research, as well as the sensor system of our AWACS ships. After the NTF insurgents, they got the schematics of the NTF Iceni and data gathered by intelligence to analyze the ETAC technology used on that ship. During the course of their studies, they constructed a replica of the Iceni, for scientific purposes only, as they assured several times. While that might have been true at first, now we know that they also had other things in mind. Giving this information to Omnitech wasn't undisputed at that time. This was because of Omnitech's founder and CEO, Benedict McPherson. Named someone Benedict in his... During the NTF rebellion, he showed tendencies of sympathizing with some NTF positions and once stated his respect for Admiral Bosch. This resulted in the Hideki Institute being chosen for the analysis of the Knossos subspace portal, despite Omnitech also being a candidate. McPherson publicly criticized the Alliance for that decision afterwards. As we didn't want to lose Omnitech as a contractor, and as they had some of the best experts on quantum technology, they were given the ETAC project as some kind of compensation. Although McPherson still was one of the loudest critics of current GTVA politics, he was not considered a military threat. This move came quite unexpected. Although Omnitech is a civilian company, they have a large number of various combat spacecrafts that they acquired for their research purposes. Among these are some older classes like Hercules and Zeus, but also more modern ships like Hercules Mark II or Perseus. They also have a number of AWACS and science ships at their disposal and bought a handful of decommissioned larger combat vessels. 4 cruisers and even 1 destroyer, the Intrepid. Why were we selling them capital ships? According to our record, the Intrepid, according to our records. Although all these vessels were old and cannibalized at the time Omnitech acquired them, we must assume they are made combat ready once again. The GTVA Security Council has declared Omnitech an enemy of the Alliance and announced military actions against them. Their frigate was last seen returning to Epsilon Pegasi, and that is also where we will go. Command has scrambled a task force from the 4th Fleet to reinforce the 6th Fleet in Epsilon Pegasi and take actions against Omnitech there. The Phoenicia will lead this task force. We will pick up additional supplies here in Vega and depart for Epsilon Pegasi in 2 hours. One more thing. We know that someone from this crew leaked cockpit camera footage of the Capella node incident to the media. Let me be very clear. This kind of behavior is a serious violation of the GTVA Fleet Code of Conduct and will not be tolerated. The footage, as well as every other recording of our sorties, is per definition confidential and can only be published after receiving explicit clearance by an authorized officer. An investigation is ongoing to determine who exactly leaked that recording, and I can promise you that once we find out, decisive actions will be taken to ensure that something like that won't happen on this ship ever again. Well, it was Beta 2's combat footage, as I recall the cutscene, Beta 2 or 3. But that doesn't mean that the pilot is the one who leaked it. Let's continue. Enif. Enif Station. Enif, right. 45 minutes ago, the Phoenicia and her battle group entered the Epsilon Pegasi system. Our orders were to proceed to Enif Station, the headquarters of our 6th Fleet, to meet with the Masana and plan our moves. But Omnitech didn't waste any time. 40 minutes ago, they launched a full-scale attack against multiple GTVA sites within Epsilon Pegasi. The 6th Fleet has called for help with the defenses, so we sent out our ships to reinforce our positions, while the Phoenicia remained at the jump gate as a blockade. With all of our ships spread across the system to repel attacks, Enif Station was vulnerable and Omnitech exploited that immediately. 20 minutes ago, we received a distress call from Enif, reporting an attack on the attack of the Intrepid and several bomber wings. Enif's own remaining fighter screen has been thinned out and they need backup to defend the station. this again. This is the sixth wonder all over again, except this time we don't have the Colossus. Nearly all of our ships and pilots are already out, therefore we cannot send in a full strike team to attack the Intrepid. At the moment, our priority has to be the protection of Enif Station. Alpha and Beta, that's your task. Alpha will fly as interceptors and stop the enemy bombers, while Beta will fly bombers to drive away the destroyer. We don't expect you to destroy this ship, as it is likely they will leave before you have the chance to do so. However, you must ensure the survival of our installation at any cost. Be informed you won't be allowed to carry Cyclops torpedoes in this sortie due to the proximity of Enif Station. Your ships are ready to start. Report to your cockpits pronto. Start in 5 minutes. That makes no sense. We're not going to launch the bombs at the station. Their blast radius isn't that big. Alright, primary objectives. Defend Enif Station. So what are our bombers carrying? I don't get to find out because I'm going to look at loadout. Let's hit it. This angle looks familiar. Destroy Pisces. Okay, everyone, let's do this. Alpha, we take care of the fighters and bombers. Beta, you disarm the Intrepid. Alpha, Beta, good you're here. We've sustained moderate damage and all our fighters are down. They managed to destroy most of the Intrepid's main beam cannons, though, so 17 Hercs are left from the last wave. Acknowledge, Enif will deal with them. That looks like a beam turret.
Bandits incoming!
More Hercs. They're not launching from the Intrepid.
I need to rearm.
Yeah, I wish we needed real bombs here. We blow this thing to pieces in a matter of minutes. Yeah. Yes, but you know the regulation for bombs near installations. Too bad the Colossus won't show up this time. Yeah. How do you mean this? Last time I was here, I was during the NTF rebellion. We also protected Enif, and then the Colossus showed up for our first combat assignment. Oh shit. Ah yes, you were flying with Dogfight and Suicide Kings back then, right? That's correct. Focus on your mission, pilots, and keep nostalgia for after the debriefing. Still no bombers. We should be very thankful. This is ZTV Masana, and Trevin stand down immediately. Okay, no answer is also an answer. Weapon control lock beams on Trevin and open fire at will. Where's the beam fire?
Incoming jump signature. Hostile configuration.
Oh, it is mass. Okay. Man, the Intrepid is jumping out. Shall we pursue her? We have Zeus bombers to ride to intercept
I can't hold them off much longer.
Negative, Masana. You are safe here to protect Enif until we resolve the other combat situations. Pilots, spin the remaining enemy ships to protect Enif Station. Trying, command. Alright, no more bombers. Bombers are bombers.
Heads up, enemy wing closing in.
Another wave of bombers. Ooh, they got a bomb away. Ow.
Deploying support ship now. Please stand by. Incoming jump signature. Hostile configuration.
Alright, no more bombers. Let's clean these guys up and try to rearm.
Objective neutralized.
Incoming jump signature. Hostile
Medusa class, haven't seen one of those in a while. New bombers have arrived, designation Leo. Ah, crap.
Rearming complete, sir. You're good to go.
Okay, we can't let those guys get anywhere near the station. There goes the bombs are away. Beta Wing is down. There are new hostiles to deal with. Yes, we do. Are they going for the Masana? Come on!
I copy, pilot. Support ship in transit.
God damn it, it didn't lock!
Incoming jump signature. Hostile
There's Alpha 3. There's me and Alpha 2. Enif full status below 50%. Pilots, increase your efforts. We must not lose the station. Ah! I'm out of missiles. Let's load up, support.
Rearming complete, sir. You're good to go.
Got him. You're all clear, too. Now what? Masani, you want to deploy some fighters, maybe? We have new hostiles to deal. Of course we do. What's the point of just one more wave of fighters? Like, sure to God there's gonna be bombers showing up, right? Not so far, no. I don't have time to mess around with you guys.
I copy, pilot. Support ship in transit.
Primary objective complete. All enemy ships destroyed. Pilots, you can return to Phoenicia. The Masana will stand guard for the moment.
Rearming sequence aborted.
Thank you for your good work, pilots. You saved our lives today. Alright, they didn't even try to go for the Masana. They really wanted that station. Congratulations, pilots. Enif CO has asked me to thank you personally again for saving his station. You did a good job out there and saved a vital post. Enif Station will be our main staging point for all operations in the days to come. If we want to have a chance to stop Omnitech, we need this installation. For your successful defense of the station, you're hereby granted the Allied Defense Citation. We were able to repel most of Omnitech attacks for the moment. Though we had some casualties, we came through with only a bloody nose. Command expects that Omnitech will need some time to regroup now. We will take this opportunity for a counterattack. Currently, we're assessing our potential targets and planning our strategy. I expect our new orders to come within the next few hours, so take a short break and prepare for your next sortie. This campaign has just begun. First medal. 11 missions in. $25 total kills with 3 assists. 4 Hercs, 3 Herc Mark IIs, 5 Myrmidons, 7 Medusa bombers, and 6 Zeus bombers. It's a lot of bombers. 13 bombers. Bring our all-time total for the campaign to 118 kills with 18 assists. So this was Enif, the 11th mission of the New Path campaign for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. This is Paladin Gaming signing off.